welcome to Story Time. I am so glad that you're here today to read stories with me. My name is Miss Becca, and today we are going to read 4 books all about manners. What are manners? I know you've heard that word before. Manners are things like saying hello to people, saying please and thank you, using a kind voice, sharing with your friends. Let's read 4 really good books about manners today. The first one, you have to think really carefully as you read. This is Please, Mr. Panda by Steve Antony. What do you think Mr. Panda is going to have? I think he's going to have some donuts. If you really wanted a donut, what would you say? Would you like a donut? Give me the pink one. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind. Would you like a donut? I want the blue one and the yellow one. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind. Why do you think Mr. Panda keeps changing his mind? Would you like a donut? No, go away. Would you like a donut? I want them all. Then bring me some more. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind. Would anyone else like a donut? What would you say to Mr. Panda? Hello, may I have a donut? Please, Mr. Panda? You can have them all. Thank you very much. I love donuts. You're welcome. I do not like donuts. Shh. What was Mr. Panda wanting when he was offering donuts? I think he was wanting a very special word. Please. Sometimes people call that the magic word. It doesn't always work its magic because sometimes we can't have things that we want. But when somebody is offering you something, it's really important to use your manners and say please and thank you. Did you notice that the lemur said thank you so much when the panda gave him the donuts? I noticed. This book is too funny. This book is called Do Unto Otters. Have you ever heard the expression do unto others as others would do unto you? This is a book about manners by Lori Keller, and it's a funny little pun with otters. Do-de-do, do-de-do. 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 Do-de-donk. Hello, Mr. Rabbit. We're your new neighbors, the otters. Otters? Otters? My new neighbors are otters? I don't know anything about otters. What if we don't get along? Pesky otters, lousy rabbit. Mr. Rabbit, I know an old saying, do unto otters as you would have otters do unto you. What does that mean? It simply means treat otters the same way you'd like otters to treat you. Treat otters the same way I'd like otters to treat me? How would I like otters to treat me? how would I like otters to treat me? So think about that. How would you like your friends to treat you? Well, I'd like otters to be friendly. A cheerful hello, howdy neighbor, a nice smile, good eye contact, and all are all part of being friendly. Friendliness is very important to me, especially after my last neighbor, Mr. Grrr. I'd like otters to be polite. They should know when to say please. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Rabbit, would you please return my ball there? Pretty please with carrots on top. I can say please in 5 languages. Por favor, s'il vous plaît, bite, kudasai, easy play. Say the magic word and I'll turn those clams into $1 million. They should know when to say thank you. Would you like me to sting you now? No, thank you. Then please my business card and call me when you're ready. Dear Mr. Rabbit, thank you very much for returning my ball. You must have returned a lot of balls before because you made it look so easy. Balls sure are bouncy and rolly, but I'll try to keep it under control next time. Sincerely, Mr. Otter. I can say thank you in 5 languages. Gracias, merci, dankeschön, arigato, thank you, play. Did you say please or cheese? And they should know when to say excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, Ms. Otter, excuse me, Mr. B, I need to run and check on something. Oops. Do you say excuse me when you burp or toot? I can say excuse me in 5 languages. Dispensez-moi, pardon-moi, en touche la si musasin, excusez-moi, Excuse me for interrupting your reading, but I heard you say please, not cheese. Otters should be honest. That means they should keep their promises. My word is as good as goldfish. Not lie. I never lie. It makes my whiskers itch. Not cheating. Cheating makes my whiskers itch too. I wonder if I should see a doctor. I'd like otters to be considerate. Do you know what considerate means? What does considerate mean? You know, be a good listener. Asking before borrowing something. Not littering. Being patient. Caring for creatures big and small. Opening the door for someone. Being on time. Respecting the elderly. Helping neighbors untangle ears. It's always good to have a considerate neighbor. It wouldn't hurt otters to be kind. Everyone appreciates a kind act no matter how bad it smells. Oh, and what's that word? Cooperate? Otters should learn to cooperate, to work well together. We know how to cooperate. I see otters like to play. Whee! I hope they know how to play fair. Come on, you two, be a good sport, play by the rules, take turns, include everyone, even bees. I like it if we could share things, like our favorite books, our favorite activities, our favorite treats. Maybe not the treats. I hope otters won't tease me about my doo-dee-doo song, my extra large swim fins, my bad hair days. I hope otters won't tease anyone about anything. Teasing is mean. It's the worst. It's worse than having a clam snap shut on your nose. I think otters should apologize when they do something wrong. I'm sorry I used your ear as a tissue. And I hope they can be forgiving when I do something wrong. I'm sorry I called you Snotter. Oh, you. So there, that's how I'd like otters to treat me. You see, Mr. Rabbit, I told you it was simple. Right, just do-de-do unto otters as you would have otters do-de-do unto you. Do you think you can be that way to your friends, just like Mr. Rabbit and Mr. Otter? I think so. Think you can do it. This is called Blocks by Irene Dixon. Let's find out what these two characters learn about blocks. Blocks by Irene Dixon. Ruby has red blocks. What is she doing with her red blocks? Ruby builds with her red blocks. Benji has blue blocks. What do you think Benji's going to do with his blue blocks? Benji builds with his blue blocks. Benji takes one of Ruby's red blocks. Look at Ruby's face. How does she feel about Benji just taking one of her red blocks? Do you think she likes it or no? We just learned from the otters that we should ask before taking something. Ruby wants her red block back. Mine, says Ruby. Mine, says Benji. Uh-oh, what do you think's gonna happen? Crash. Uh-oh. What happened? They weren't sharing, and so they knocked down each other's cool towers. Now Benji has blue and red blocks, and Ruby has red and blue blocks. Ruby and Benji build with the red and blue blocks together. Guy has green blocks. What will they do now? Let's see what they do. So what do you think Ruby and Benji learned? I think they learned that sometimes it's better to share and that you can build something even more wonderful when you work together. Okay, we have one last book. We're going to read the Thank You Letter by Jane Cabrera. Jane Cabrera has a really awesome series of picture books where she takes songs like Row, Row, Row Your Boat and Blah, Blah, Black Sheep, and she turns them into these really fun songs where she kind of rewrites the verses. This is a different one for her. It's called the Thank You Letter. Let's find out why this little girl is writing thank you letters. Do you write thank you notes? I like to write thank you notes because I like to tell people how much I appreciate what they do for me. Grace's birthday was almost here. She had written a list. Things I would like for my birthday: puppy, robot, books on how to build a den, sparkly shoes, pens and paints, magic wings, tent and camping things, lots and lots of chocolates. What would you put on your wish list for your birthday? What are you wishing for? The day of the party arrived. She is dressed up and ready to have fun. There were games and ice cream and presents, and the sun shone all day. The next day, Grace got out her new pens and pencils to write thank you letters. Dear Nana and Grandpops, thank you for my puppy. Love, Grace. Although she didn't write that, what she really wanted was a real puppy. Dear Tay, thank you for the magic wings. I have not tested the magic yet. Love, Grace. Dear Millie and Billy, Thank you for my sparkly shoes. Love, your favorite cousin, Grace. Dear Aunt Mary, thank you for the gloves. They are a little too big at the moment. Love, Grace. Dear Poppy, thank you for the soft toy. I have called it Jeffrey. Love, Grace. She only stopped for one quick snack. Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for my fun party and for the bestest tent ever. Love me, Grace. Dear Jayla, thank you for the pens and pencils. I love them. Love, Grace. Dear Noah, thank you for the awesome robot costume. Love, your sister, Grace. Do you notice that in her thank you notes, they're not long? She doesn't say a whole lot. She thanks them, tells them how much she enjoys it, and then I love her pictures that she draws. But Grace did not stop there. Next, she wrote a thank you note to her kitten. Tiggles, thank you for being so soft and cuddly. Love, Grace. A thank you to the lady at the thrift store. Dear Mimi, thank you for being so kind and always giving me candy. Love, Grace. Dear Mr. Jones, thank you for teaching me my letters. Love, Grace. And a thank you to her dog, Bing. Thank you for your funny, waggy tail. Woof, woof. Love, Grace. Grace even wrote a thank you to the sky. She put it on a tree as high as she could reach. Dear sky, thank you for being so blue today. Love from Grace. And she still wrote some more. Well, who would you write a thank you note to? Who would you want to thank? Soon, thank you letters appeared all over town. They made everyone happy. Why did they make everyone happy? If I got a thank you note, it would make me happy because it would tell me someone was thinking of me. So one afternoon when Grace came home from school, she ran up to her new tent. What do you think's inside her tent? Oh my gosh. It was full of love notes. Who do you think wrote her all those love notes? I think that probably made her feel so good inside, don't you? I think because she was showing everyone so much love, they were showing her love too. Love notes everywhere. Grace read each and every one. Grace, we love everything about you. I love your writing, Grace. I love that you are my friend. I love your handstands. I love your crocodile costume. Of course, then she wrote lots of her own, along with one last special thank you letter. Dear reader, thank you for reading this book. Love, Grace. I think what you could go do right now is you could go write a thank you letter or draw a thank you picture or color or paint a thank you picture and give it to somebody who you're thankful for or who you love. I think that would be a wonderful thing to do. It's a good way to show someone how much you care. So today, we talked about being grateful and saying thank you. We talked about sharing. We talked about being a good neighbor or friend and what that looks like. And we talked about using our manners and our words to say please and thank you. So this week, I want you to try extra hard to use your manners and show people how much you care. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you next time. I cannot wait.